Veterans Day. We're here out in Lenexa, the Kansas National Guard Armory. There's going to be a Veterans Day event here later today, and of course all over the city. And the sunrise is quite pretty, and also the weather is going to be nice. Right now it's kind of cold in the 40s, but later on today it's maybe the 60s. So nice. For once, there's not a million-mile long line going around the block here. Apparently, because of the unfortunate incident that happened election night. Let's get some coffee. Still pretty busy in here. I'm pulling up on a bad wreck here on I-70, the downtown loop. I heard it on the scanner. I heard them calling for 2 ambulances, so I decided to check it out. Kind of tough to shoot it through all the detour traffic. So we'll see what we got here. Gots to run an errand at Menards. I have to pick up some nut lubrication. No, that sounds wrong. For you start work on Melba, I guess. Try and get those nuts loose. You got a dirty mind. Here's all the lube. Again, dirty minds. Costco. This is all I came for. Lunch. Here's poor, neglected, but not quite forgotten Melba. Oh my God. Hope they can wash out. Jeez. It is amazing how little time it takes to really corrode something. Well, tire's still holding there. Hope the door opens. And I wonder how many mice are living in here. Oh man, that fell off. Hope there's not a lot of water coming down too. There it is. Now let's see what we're talking about here. You see how incredibly tight everything is in there? I can't even see. I can't even see where the pulley is. Maybe it's down there. Mine. Keepers. Tight. So we have this handy dandy little belt routing thing, and there's a bypass for cutting out the AC, which is right there. So if that went bad, then we can bypass it. I wonder if you have to get a different belt. And then there's this thing right here. It says belt removal, which is down there somewhere. Well, I can see this stuff with the phone. So I've sprayed all of that. And the generator bolts, there's 2 of them. Alternator bolts. And I'm wondering if that's the pulley. That's my suspect of what's dragging. Might be causing the whole thing to freeze up. And yeah, it's sat too long is the problem. It may have been going bad. If I remember right, a mechanic, we worked on this thing and kind of improvised because he couldn't find a belt for it, so he used a different belt. And the thing has chattered ever since, so that might be the problem. That and sitting too long, of course. That is the subject of our live shot over there. Use the right finger, you can't see that one. The class, or the number of students have gotten too small, so they got to consolidate schools, and of course they're going to take the older community school from Center City and move it out to a newer school. There's always a story. And that's my thing working. Yay! As I like to do, see, Lee Summit Elementary is downtown. There's a lot of signs around here to save the school. As I like to do when I come to places like this, especially Lee Summit, on my way out of town, I like to do a little driving tour if I can get across Douglas Street. Oh, better now or never. Yeah, how far can I go? I don't think I can cross the railroad tracks here. Here's Main Street. Oh, there's a grade crossing there. Let's go over there. This is the old Mopac, Missouri Pacific, bought up by Union Pacific in the early 80s and then finally dissolved into the Union Pacific by the late 80s into the 90s. Every so often you see a boxcar go by with the Missouri Pacific logo, which is the nicknamed the Buzzsaw Eagle because it looks like an eagle holding a buzzsaw. It's not really a buzzsaw, it's like a cog. We looked at a house around here somewhere. It was kind of a dumpy house. Needed some help. That's probably it right there. Gone. Uh-oh, detour. They want you to do detour of the area. What are we detouring? No turn on red. As you can see, I'm double jacketed this morning. It's very cold. Not very cold. Low 40s, but there was a breeze blowing, and as you know, it can be in the 60s, supposedly really nice. But with that breeze blowing, you'll freeze. In downtown Lee Summit, of course, is quaint as always. and I see road destruction ahead, and I see a dire sign that says street closed. They're getting ready to get lit up. Well, they are lit up for Christmas already. Road closed ahead with a big American flag. And it's getting close to that shop small for Christmas time. We usually try to make it down here. Just look around. Enjoy kind of the small village atmosphere that this area provides. One of the best in the metro area. Yeah, especially this time. I really want to support the locals. I'm not feeling like rewarding things that don't reward me. Let's just put it that way. There's quite a few things out there that just, you know, they want you to be a part of their success, and they don't reciprocate. As a matter of fact, you kind of are spiting yourself by supporting them. So support the locals. Support people you know. Support people you know who need it and appreciate it. But anyway, I'm on my way out of town, back towards the ranch, and I guess there's a lot going on. So we'll see what the day is like. It's cold. Let's do a hot drink. Hey, how you doing? Today I'm starting to feel like I'm making a little progress. I am returning this Magewell because the power supply quit working. It won't power up off of AC power, and returning it actually is going in for warranty. So hopefully it'll come back. I'm not really returning it, but I did my my benefit selection today. I might review that before or might not. It's pretty much the same as last year, and there's not many options it gives me, so other than spend more money and probably get about the same amount of benefit or not. It just decreases my deductible if I spend more money per month, but then I have less money per month, and it's not worth it. And so I'm heading to the PO to hopefully get this in the mail and then sent back to me, all fixed up and ready for switching / encoding / live streaming. But there's always so much happening. I got something going on this week that we have to go to, and then we got all that CCD stuff. It's really filling out our time, filling out our calendar. So anyway, there's a lot of traffic, and people are just like cutting in and out, like risk their lives for a few seconds. But the weather is pretty beautiful. Actually, it's cooler. It says 60 degrees, 63 degrees. Light jacket weather. in the mornings it's definitely not light jacket weather. With the breeze we have and everything, doing these live shots, I had to put on 2 jackets, an inner and an outer, and still felt cold. But eventually, you know, when you get in the 40s, even with the breeze, well, that's not true. But after winter really hits, it'll feel, this will feel much balmier, even in the mornings. And oh man, I thought coming this time of day, the post office would not be full, but the Po is busy too. Lordy, lordy. This ain't great. Alrighty, let's get to it. Let's see the poor Melba down there. Oops, missed. And this one down here. I'm sure getting that belt. And all the way down. I literally cannot see these parts. Oops. It sure is tight in there. Ooh. It's raining on our live shot. Yeah, we got rain coming in. It's just starting. It should go on for a couple hours. I wish it could have waited till after our live hits, but we only have one more live hit to go, and I guess maybe Scripps Cast. I don't know. Look at this spectacular sky this morning. Amazing. Hey, how you doing? I'm pretty excited about my location and this shoot that we just did. The story is on Twin Drive-In Theater. Although I'm sad to say that the reason we're here is because they're shutting it down, closing it down. We got to do a complete tour of the facility and everything. Built in, what, 1962. And this is special to me because of all the drive-in theaters in the country, this is the one that was closest to where I lived and went to high school. And so spent quite a bit of time here, have some stories about this place. I even know where the holes in the fence used to be, but I won't tell you why I know that. And remembering back, and this is how old I are, back in the 70s, you could get into a friend's car with every friend you ever had or could even imagine in the trunk of that car, and they'd be quite comfortable because that trunk would be huge. And you know, sneaking into the drive-in theater, we were actually swapping stories with the manager of the place about that. And I don't know what's to become of this property. I didn't ask. I guess we'll find out tomorrow in the story, but here's the famous Googie sign. Twin Drive-In Theater, Googie. And I'm happy to say I did ask about this, and they are going to restore this sign. So that font up there is called, that font is literally called Cheap Motel. At least it is now. I don't know what they originally called it back when it was fashionable. And this whole, I'm going to spin around and talk about just this sign. I've read somewhere in an architecture book that all over Missouri, as an homage to the St. Louis Arch, arches appeared everywhere, and two of the most famous ones were here in Kansas City at the I-70 and the Twin Drive-In Theaters. So the reason why there is an arch there is because of the St. Louis Arch. And yeah, they knew it was coming, and they designed it that way. And I haven't read the sign. Maybe the sign came in after they built the theater. Who knows? But I mean, they're all over. Or they used to be all over Missouri and stuff. And now they're all disappearing. This one hopefully won't disappear. I hear it's going to be restored and sent to a museum or something like that. Well, anyway, enough of memory lane. My arm hurts. I was going to do something else for coffee today, but I've decided that it makes more sense to come up here to Liberty, listen to the scanner, and have some coffee and oatmeal at Huey's downtown here. But first, as you know, gotta do my circuit. Wind the clock, or unwind the clock. I'd like to get some tea over here, but we're good for tea, and the missus has been complaining about money, so we'll get some tea when we run out. Beautiful downtown Liberty. Even in the rain, it shines. It's getting all Christmassy too. This store over here has got all sorts of candy cane lights and stuff in it. Looks like our spot might be right, yeah, unless there's something out front. Nothing really out front. I probably just missed my spot. We didn't take note of what was open here. There's one spot up, yeah. Alrighty then. We are docked. Nada. Boy, it is raining like hell pissing on a flat rock. And you know, us bald men know immediately about the rain and how cold it is too. Mine. Art Deco courthouse. There's my place right across there, Huey's. It's chilled this morning, but it could be a lot colder. And it's supposed to warm up after all this, so. Huey's. We are specified. And look at the rain coming down. Ugh. It's much worse than it was when I came in. Rain, rain, go away. Ooh, it's cold too. Mine. Saya. Alrighty then. Woohoo. Well, looks like it's right about the end. A little bit of punch on the way out. Here's even some lightning. The dogs. We're going to doggy fun land. Right, dogs? What's up, Jim Pup? And Saya is so excited. Doggy Funland. Woohoo! Ooh, it's still spooky for Halloween. Come on, Spell. Come on. Come on. Come on. And we're gonna play the sad music for you, support dog. Spell out. We're here for your eyes. Spala is ready to go. Ooh, big eye booger. Oh, we're so eager to get out of here. I wonder why. And it got dark all of a sudden. Yikes. I was like, somebody threw a switch. the station here, and they're starting to get ready for Xmas. The trees are coming up and they're working on the outside. Yep. And you can see they're working, getting it ready. And the main tree is ready to go. It's getting prettier. Hey, I'm rounding up my day here at the Kansas City Current Stadium. And the day got longer than I thought it would. It's after 12 and I just wrapped up. And I know you can't really see it, the wide angle lens, but there's a train over there. It's been sitting there for hours. It blocked me. I was over on the other side. We were supposed to be doing MOSs. It turned out I was shooting half the package over at Cafe and the other half over here at the stadium. So we just shot a package. And you can see all the trucks are lined up and stuck there. There's another one going in. I don't know what's going on, but that train is there, and then there's another train over to the east. It looks like it stopped. We saw a helicopter flying around. I don't know if they were there for that but it's a mess. And to get around it, I ended up in the rail yard and then found my way out. But even coming back this way, there's so many trucks that are trying to get their way around that they're clogging up all the intersections because it's taking them a long time to get through the lights. And there's a lot of them, so I was meaning and intending on going to Cafe Corazon, which is where I'm going next before I head home. Tonight the kids have their orchestra concert, so woohoo! Have to park up here by where YJ's used to be. Let's take the alley. Love the alley. It's quite the problem to have parking issues. Crossroads is very successful in that regard, unfortunately for me. Former city jail where Ernest Hemingway used to come get stories. I was beginning to think I wouldn't make it here. Deliciousness. The coffee, not the cactus. Coffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out this evening. I'm a very punctual person, if you haven't noticed. It's exactly 7 o'clock, so let's get this party started. On stage is the 7th grade orchestra under the direction of Mr. Dave Hirschberger. They have 3 songs for you tonight. We look forward to you hearing them. Please enjoy. First song we play here is Exhilaration. So hopefully you've heard Exhilaration and that. One thing I really want you to notice is the difference between last year and this year. And a big part of that is we play every day now, where last year was every other day. But we also, they've been working really hard on these songs, doing an excellent job. Our second song is called Gargoyles, and it should sound like little gargoyles kind of stretching around and coming out to play now. Our final song, for those who weren't able to get the QR code working for you, is Symphony in G. This is something that lines up right in the middle of our book 2 that we've been working on. They got there early, so we were able to play this song. So it's a really cool one. We do have a very talented group. I'm very proud of what they've done this semester. Looking forward to great things the rest of the year. Here's the final song, 15 G. Our first song was the Korean folk tune, just a very lovely, smooth, connected, and just all around a good feel-good song. Our next song is called Midnight Rain, and hopefully, as you listen, you can hear the raindrops as they travel throughout the world. Enjoy. Before we play our last song, I want to thank you so much for sharing your evening and your students with us. We could not ask for a better group of students, 100%. So the current freshmen right now are when COVID, the first year of COVID, so our numbers have kind of dwindled since then. And we're so happy to see that our numbers are coming back up with such talented and wonderful musicians. So thank you so much for raising these really amazing individuals that we get the pleasure to hang out with on a daily basis. So. Our last song, Golden Grove, which I have inadvertently called Golden Corral more than one time. Usually when I teach the 8th grade, I'm pretty hungry, so I'm going to blame it on that. But anyway, it was an anniversary of a middle school when Brian Balmages wrote for their, I think, their 25th or 50th, I can look it up, anniversary. So anyway, it's a very exciting and very happy song. So without further ado, our final song, Golden Grove.
Golden Corral. Because oddly enough, I'm hungry right now.
The moon. Wow. It's huge. This is our live hit this morning. We're going to a fire and you can see smoke going all the way across the horizon here. So I guess this is our fire. That's just a cloud. I think it's smoke. This is our fire, and it's a pretty big one. These apartments are empty, abandoned essentially, and most probably why this fire has started. You can see it's still active, and if you look up, you can tell that the roof and the floors are gone, and I'm hanging out here just in case it collapses. You get that on video because there's not much holding it up. And, it's too bad that these old buildings, many of them are built to last, have been neglected to death, and we can't reuse them. That fire's still going. But it's starting to warm up now. It was in the 30s earlier. And it's Friday. Woohoo! We are sassified. I purposely did not have coffee at Town Topic so I could come here. The door is getting redone after the vandalism / hate crime. So it's good to see things coming back. And I'm doing a time lapse of this. This is the artist. The croup from his sister from school. What is it? Pneumonia is going around the school, and the doctor's never seen it so worse than now. So we're taking Luke to see the doctor to deal with this cough, which is probably walking pneumonia like his sister had. Yep. This is our days, our lives here. While we wait for Luke's appointment, let's see if I can pick up my, whatever you call it, my shots. Back here again after leaving and coming back. We're back here again. Ugh. We kind of messed up our schedule and missed Choich and CCD today. Don't ask. So now we're bringing the doggies to the dog park. And it's pretty warmish today. 60s.
You were there.
When you pick Stella up, you put her down to her
Poor Spella. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Tug of war, sort of. Well, not all of you. The fam is walking the dogs, and I am driving, not because I'm lazy, but because I think it would be rude to just leave the car in front of the store that we're not any more patronizing. Give room for the next people who want to park. There'll be plenty of parking up this way. And the community has really come out to help support this business after the I don't know if it was a hate crime attack, but it most probably was. And I believe that they caught the person who did it. And then the frustrating thing is nobody can find out anything about them because apparently they're minors. But I think what most people want to know is not who did it so much as why they did it. Confirm our suspicions that it was a hate crime, but you know, I don't want to color anything. You know, that's the bad thing about what's going on in these times is people make assumptions about everything, and you know, it's kind of like you don't want to outdo people in the bad department, if you know what I mean. If just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean we should do it too. We should be gracious and raise our heads above the muck. Because, you know, there's too many lies going around. There's too many people doing vicious things to each other. Not necessarily outright violent things, but I mean cowardly stuff like swatting, or if you don't know what swatting is, then I won't go into it. Or, you know, just things like making a phone call or telling lies about people, or telling things that aren't true. You got to get away from that, or we literally will not survive as a nation if we do that. And apparently it's kind of telling that a lot of the stuff that's happening here in the United States is happening because it's being directed by foreign powers. I mean, that's proven. It's not a weird conspiracy theory or pie in the sky stuff. It is really happening because they can trace a lot of the lies and distortions and everything that are being rebroadcast in the media, and politicians are saying this stuff and people are believing it, and this goes right back to places like Russia, China, North Korea, Iran. Essentially America's enemies. They're trying to divide us so that, you know, it's the only way they can win against the United States. And if American people allow that to happen, I don't care what your politics are. If people allow that to happen, then bad on us. Because there's only one way that'll go. And I say that in relationship to a local business that apparently had vandalism done as a hate crime, because that's what everybody suspects, that it was a hate crime motivated by the election and politics, that people are feeling safe to do reprehensible things. And if it's a minor, naturally, the question is whether or not it turns out to be a hate crime or not. The question is, again, it points right at the parents. What are you doing? Why are your kids out at that time? I mean, it was, what, 3 in the morning when it happened? I know where my kids are at 3 in the morning. And I hope we don't get to a state where we don't know where our kids are at 3 in the morning, because I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. As a matter of fact, talking about parenting, we insist on meeting our kids' friends' parents before they could go do anything with them. They can't go out with other kids unless we meet their parents. They can't go to sleepovers unless we get to meet the parents first. The other day, our oldest kid asked us if he could go out unchaperoned with an older brother. No. I don't care if you're going out with a friend who's your age. The older brother is not an adult. And I don't care if the older brother is 20 or 30, you know. Still not. No. Parent. Not older brother. Not cousin. Not uncle. Not anything like that. I mean, just a lot of basic common sense things. But, you know, I don't know if we are the greatest examples of parents or if we ever will, but I think that's a start. It's just know where your kids are. Don't let them get in a car with another kid their age. Vietnam Cafe. We are accessified. Last stop, maybe. Menards.